Over the last 10 years, 5 countries quietly built a $40 billion alternative to the World Bank, and most people still have no idea. I'm not talking about another financial institution, but what we might call the project to dismantle 80 years of Western financial control.
New Development Bank, a leading multilateral development bank established by BRICS countries.
This July marks the 10th anniversary of the NDB, the BRICS bank that is building a new world. Most people think global finance is dominated by institutions like the World Bank and IMF forever. These Western-led organizations have controlled development funding since 1944, imposing strict conditions on every loan. But here is what they don't want you to know. In 2015, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa did something unprecedented. They created their own bank with completely different rules.
At NDB, we listen to the voices of our member countries and provide development solutions.
No veto power for any single country. No political conditions attached to loans. And here is the kicker. They are financing projects in local currencies, not US dollars. I am about to show you how this quiet revolution has already approved 122 projects worth $40 billion. How it's expanded from 5 to 11 member countries in just 1 year, and why this represents the biggest challenge to Western financial dominance since World War II. Let me start with the most shocking part. The New Development Bank operates on principles that completely flip traditional banking on its head. Every founding member gets exactly equal voting power. Brazil gets the same vote as China, despite China's economy being 5 times larger. No single country can veto any decision. This is radical when you consider that the US has veto power in both the World Bank and IMF. But here is where it gets really interesting. The NDB doesn't impose any political or economic conditions on its loans. Think about that for a moment. When the World Bank or IMF lends money, they typically demand austerity measures, privatization, or specific policy changes. The NDB, they assess projects purely on technical merit. Countries define their own development priorities.
We collectively envision a future of peace, prosperity, and progress across the vast landscapes of the Global South.
This isn't just different, it's revolutionary. It respects national sovereignty in ways traditional institutions never have. Now let me blow your mind with their smartest innovation: local currency financing. When most countries borrow internationally, they are forced to take loans in US dollars or euros. This creates massive currency risk. If their local currency weakens, their debt burden explodes overnight. It's a trap that has devastated developing nations for decades. The NDB offers loans in members' own currencies: Brazilian reals, Indian rupees, Chinese yuan. This eliminates foreign exchange risks entirely. Countries can repay in their own money. By 2026, they are targeting 30% of all loans in local currencies. That's a direct challenge to dollar dominance. Under President Dilma Rousseff's leadership, they have already raised $16.1 billion in 2024 at competitive rates. The bank maintains 3A credit ratings and has raised over $21 billion total since inception. Let me show you what $40 billion in approved projects actually looks like on the ground. In India, they are financing the Delhi-Ghaziabad Meerut Regional Rapid Transit System, an 82-kilometer rail network that's dramatically cutting travel times. In Brazil's Pernambuco state, NDB investments expanded water supply and sanitation services to over 2 million people. They have funded an offshore wind power plant in China that generated over 1 billion kilowatt of carbon-free electricity in its first year alone. In South Africa, they are modernizing the Durban Port Container Terminal, a major gateway to the entire African continent. These aren't just infrastructure projects. They're job creators, they're life changers, they're proof that South-South cooperation works. If you like it, give it a like and share it on your socials. I would be great if you could leave a quick hello or emoji in the comments. This will really help us reach more people with this crucial information. And watch this video until the end. Here is where the story gets really exciting. The expansion from 5 to 11 members in just the past year. In May 2025, Algeria officially joined. Colombia began its accession process the same month, with President Gustavo Petro personally meeting Dilma Rousseff. Colombia brings something unique. It's a geographic bridge between South America, Central America, and the Caribbean. It has coastlines on both the Pacific and Atlantic. Then Uzbekistan joined in June 2025 as Central Asia's most populous economy. This opens up entirely new regions for NDB influence. But the biggest prize, Indonesia, became a full member in March 2025. Indonesia is the largest ASEAN economy and the first G20 member to join the BRICS Bank after its creation. This is massive. With 17 more countries in the pipeline, including potential members like Saudi Arabia and Argentina, we are watching the global South organize itself financially. Let me tell you about the woman steering this ship. We made another video about her just a few weeks before she became the president of the NDB. I really invite you to watch it because you will find also more details about the new development bank structure and organization. As usual, click the link here or find the link in the description. Dilma Rousseff isn't just any bank president. She is the first woman to lead the NDB, the first former head of state to hold the position, and she was one of the bank's original architects in 2014. When she took over in March 2023, the bank couldn't even raise funds in international markets for 15 months. She turned that around completely. Her vision is crystal clear: boost environmental projects, circumvent Western geopolitical retaliation, provide financing without imposing conditionalities. Here is the remarkable part. Russia was supposed to appoint the next president in July 2025. Instead, Putin proposed extending Rousseff's term for another 5 years. Why? To avoid transferring geopolitical problems associated with Russia to an institution they want to see succeed. She was unanimously re-elected. This shows how seriously the BRICS nations take the NDB's role as a neutral alternative to Western institutions. Chinese President Xi Jinping, who Rousseff calls the bank's father, visited NDB headquarters in April 2025 with 3 key directives for the next decade. First, maintain commitment to founding principles. Keep investing primarily in global South countries. Second, focus on fundamental sectors. Infrastructure, logistics, digital and social sectors remain crucial. Third, embrace innovation and technology. Apply tech across industrial, agricultural, and service sectors to drive growth. Building on this, the NDB's future strategy includes confronting climate change through expanded green infrastructure investment. They are embracing the digital revolution, leveraging AI and connectivity to shape the new economy. Strengthening physical and social infrastructure remains core. Roads, ports, water systems, healthcare, education. Deepening local currency financing to reduce external vulnerability. This might include bilateral swap arrangements between member countries. Most importantly, becoming a knowledge hub, making technology and financial tools accessible to countries with limited institutional capacity.
We seek to build robust financial alternatives for our member countries by boosting local currency financing.
Let me put this in perspective. For 80 years, the Bretton Woods system has dominated global finance. The World Bank, the IMF, both created in 1944, both dominated by Western powers, both imposing Western economic models on the developing world. The NDB represents the first serious institutional challenge to this system. It's not just offering an alternative. It's proving that alternative works. Rousseff emphasizes that in a world of fragmentation and unilateralism, the NDB must be a platform of trust. She notes that tariffs, sanctions, and financial restrictions are being used as tools of political subordination. The Global South has a historical responsibility to strengthen collaboration and build shared development paths. This isn't just about banking. It's about reshaping the entire international order. After 10 transformative years, the new development bank has proven something remarkable. The Global South doesn't need permission to build its own financial future. With $40 billion invested across 122 projects, 11 member countries, and local currency financing that bypasses dollar dependency, the NDB represents more than banking. It's a blueprint for genuine multilateral cooperation, where equal voting replaces Western dominance, where sovereignty trumps conditionalities, where South-South partnership creates real infrastructure impact. The NDB isn't just financing projects, it's architecting a multipolar world where developing nations control their own destiny.
From being a visionary blueprint to becoming a pivotal platform for driving collaboration, innovation, and meaningful impact for the Global South. The new development bank collaborates with the countries of the Global South to build a brighter and more sustainable future for all.
Happy 10th birthday to the institution quietly revolutionizing global finance. Thanks for watching.